Hello, I'm Michelle Davidson from EM Solutions. We are strategic consultants to the nonprofit sector, and we're discussing 10 myths over the last over 10 weeks, and we're currently discussing myth number 6. Let me get that right. Myth number 6, which is that I must register a separate legal entity in order to run a business as a nonprofit organization. So this is not true. You don't need to register a separate business. There is no limit at all on what type of activities you can do within your nonprofit organization. And so you can conduct business activities within the organization. You may choose to keep it as a separate sort of department or division so that you're able to track whether it's profitable or not and keep those records slightly separate in your internal systems, but there's no reason for you to register it as a separate legal entity. Some people do choose to register it separately and have a PTY company that is owned by the nonprofit organization. The most common reason for this is one of two things. Either they want to share ownership so that the organization doesn't actually own 100% of the shares, but actually shares those shares with another party. So frequently it will be the beneficiaries or category of beneficiaries, or in some way, shape or form support the work that the organization is doing. Maybe that they have an employee share scheme where they share the ownership with the employees as an incentive program. So that is one reason why people choose to do that. The other reason is if they have a large asset that for some reason they don't want to show on their balance sheet. And typically this is where you have a big building that you are renting out as a form of income. And they don't want to show the value of the building on the balance sheet of the organization because it may lead donors to believe that the organization has greater resources and funds than it actually does. So they want to take that asset and put it into a separate company and then charge rent to tenants and that through that company. That also allows the company to charge the nonprofit for renting the building and the space within the building as well, so that the nonprofit is paying rent, which is then included in donor proposals, and donors are quite happy to pay rent for premises, whereas sometimes they get a little bit funny about things like rates and taxes, which are property costs, property ownership costs. So those costs would remain within the company, and the nonprofit would rent it from the company as any other kind of rental agreement that they would have for any space. They also may feel that you would rather have different people from the management of the nonprofit managing the property company. Sometimes this is a case where you have property-related experts who are responsible for the property company, and that is then kept completely separate from the running of and the management of the nonprofit organization. So those are the two reasons that you may choose to have a separate company, but there is no legal obligation for you to do that. So I hope this has been helpful and useful to you. Please share the video, comment, like, engage with us. If you are on your journey to starting a business activity, an income generating activity, and would like to have a conversation with one of us, Bruce or myself, and want to get in contact, please do so through our website. We have a contact form on the website. The web address is www.em-solutions.co.za. So we'd love to hear from you and to walk with you on the journey for putting profit back into your nonprofit. Thanks. Goodbye.